Hi, welcome back to my channel. I was out yesterday with my wife buying plants for Mother's Day. She wanted some plants, so we drove to the nursery, which is about 40 miles north of here in a small town that we knew had a nursery that had the kind of plants she wanted. And coincidentally, in that town, there's a thrift barn that I've visited over last 7 years. Every time we head in that direction, I stop in, and the same guy owns the thrift barn. He's been there all 7 years, and over the years, I've gotten to be really kind of friends with him. He's kind of a little grumpy, and has real firm opinions about the stuff that he sells. But he gets stuff from church sales, yard sales. He's always got kind of interesting stuff. I've bought stuff from him over the years, and he had this in there a couple of months ago when I stopped by, and he wanted $50 for it. And I was like, no, no way. I said it's worth about $8. And he said, well, I can't come down the price. And I said, why don't you keep it for a while, and if nobody buys it for the next time I come in, maybe you can give it to me for cheaper. So when I went in yesterday, I was talking to him about something else, and I looked over in the back, and it was still sitting there. So, you still got the Sony? And he's like, yeah, nobody's interested, so I'll give it to you for $20. He was originally asking 50 for it, like I said. And I'm like, don't want to spend $20 on this thing. I've got a bunch of these already. But one of the things about dealing with people that sell, if you buy things from them on a regular basis and occasionally bite the bullet and pay them a little bit more than what you think it's worth, they tend to trust you more as a preferred customer. And if something really good shows up, it gives you some bargaining power. And that's kind of what I did use it for. But I also bought from him a GE clock radio, or a flip clock radio, which it plays. The clock doesn't work, but I can free the motor up on that. And the dial string, the indicator for the dial isn't turning the indicator, but it tunes, believe it or not. So I'm curious to see what the deal is with that. Apparently the dial indicator's got a separate string on it than the actual tuning capacitor. So, but what I want to talk about, I bought this, paid $20 for it, gave it to him as part of the other couple of things I bought from him. And it's pretty trashed. There was tape around this speaker, and I was pretty sure that indicated that something was broken. And sure enough, when I got this home and pulled the tape off, the whole front of somebody dropped this. Anyway, you got this going on. This speaker basically is just held on by tape. The speaker cover. The speaker works, but somebody cut the speaker cord, which is built into the speaker, down to about 6 inches. So I've got a lamp cord, or a speaker cord, kind of tied into it to get it working, and it works. So the bottom line on this is the CD does not work, and I can tell that this was what was in it. Rod Stewart. It's not running the CD. The motor isn't spinning it, because if you move the CD here and you close the door and you let it cycle through, trying to find the CD, I don't really hear any activity, but it comes up with a no disc on it. And I clean the CD and I clean the lens. See, no disc. And when you go back here, it's in the exact same spot, so it's not spinning it. Although it does spin freely when you spin it by hand, so there's something hosed up in there with the motor. So that doesn't work. Forget about the CD or cassette player. The belts are like gone. It doesn't even, there's nothing going on there. And the radio does work, believe it or not. Oh, got put on radio. Sorry. FM. So the radio does work. I've got it outside. I'm probably going to clean it up for right now and use it for my outside unit because it's been raining here for like a week, and we're supposed to get some really heavy rains tomorrow. I've got a humidity gauge out here, and it's running about 90%. And it's supposed to rain tonight. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. But I'm going to clean it up, and then I want to crack the back on it and see what's going on. This, I'm going to try to get reattached. I'll have to dig up some proper screws. The standoffs for the screws are broken on the top anyway. But right now the tape's working. I mean, it is what it is. But, you know, $20. Could have gotten this at a yard sale for $5. But since I bought the clock radio from him, the flip clock, and I also bought like an early 50s Schuco little wind-up metal racer from him, which is worth about $50. So, and I didn't want to slight him on that. The price tag on that was $125. I gave him $30 for it because I knew I could get the $30 back because they had the key and everything, and a lot of those that get sold, the keys are missing. And I thought if somebody collected those and they were able to get like the real key for something they had that was missing, would be worth at least $20. You know how people are; they want complete stuff, and finding a specific key for 50s mechanical wind-up toy is almost impossible. Because you don't know. You'd have to measure the exact size of the key, and I mean, you could spend your entire life looking for the right key. So anyway, I just wanted to show this to you. There's nothing special about this. It doesn't have a line input for anything. It's got a headphone jack in the back. Other than that, it's pretty standard. The antenna actually has a knob on it, which is kind of surprising. Usually something in this condition, the knob's broken off the top. The hand, you know, I mean, it's just what it is. So it is, in case anybody's interested, where's that? It's a CFD Z130. So if you've got one, you want to look one up, I don't care. That's what it is. And like I said, it does. It's got a surround button, which I think acts as a loudness button. Display for the CD. I don't know what that does. What is this? Display enter. That doesn't do crap. So okay, you got a play pause for the CD. You got a search on here, which is interesting. But, you know, I like the knobs. You got a volume knob and you got a tuning knob. And you've got some kind of weird, it's a rotary equalizer. As opposed to what? An equalizer that has slides on it? They must have thought maybe people got tired of the slides and it was like, well, we're going to go back to the knobs. I think that's kind of funny. Usual piano keys. I call them piano keys because that's kind of what they are to me. So no CD, no tape, radio works, does pick up local stations. It doesn't sound bad. There's no popping, hissing, whatever. I actually played some stuff I streamed offline last night to it from my phone and my FM transmitter. That sounded fine. So overall, for $20, I got a working radio that doesn't sound half bad, and it'll give me another project to do. To end this video, my wife was definitely not happy because I had promised her I was going to start getting rid of some stuff, and here I went to the thrift barn, and she knew what I said I want to go to the thrift barn. She's like, "You're a liar. You told me you weren't going to go there." And I just say, "Hey, you know, been married for 45 years. Don't you know me by now?" I mean, I get it. You know, I like collecting this stuff. So what am I going to do? Stop doing it? Yes, I need to stop doing it. I need to focus on what I do have. I've got projects. I've got things that I churn. And another problem I had this week was somebody And I don't know. I'm turning into some kind of e-waste thing here because somebody put a box in the back of my truck that had all kinds of electronic stuff in it. Like there was a couple of Radio Shack. It was a 900 megahertz intercom system. There was some that weird. I'll have to show it to you. There was a bunch of stuff in there. There's a couple of smartwatches. You know, Fitbits actually. There were two Fitbits in there with chargers, and there was some other watches and other stuff. So that showed up. I don't know who did that. I think they figured out if they put stuff in the back of my truck, then the Ring doorbell wouldn't pick it up because it's far enough away. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Just wanted to show you this because I don't know. I just thought it was that. Here's a Sony that's got some problems, and I bought it, and I'm listening to it, and that's pretty much it. And I will probably, this one would be a good one to work on because if I break the crap out of it, it won't be a major loss. So I hope you guys are doing all right, and hit that subscribe button. I really would appreciate that, and I will see you all later. Here's the GE clock radio that I got yesterday. Not flipping. Radio works. Turning the tuning up. Nothing going on there, so yeah, well. Other than that, it's not in bad shape. It'll clean up. I'll get the motor working. That's pretty much fun. There's the side of it. It's got all the knobs and stuff. I mean, it was worth $10. The case is in good shape. I think it just like dried out or something. I don't know. Okay, well, talk to you later.